Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Alton West. Today, my guest will be on from the LaGrange Memorial Library. Also, I have on guests from the Center for Strategic Planning, along with Workforce Development. So stay tuned for those interviews coming up in just a moment. Welcome back, City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today, my guests are on from the LaGrange Memorial Library. I have the director, Keith Sherman, along with the Friends of the LaGrange Memorial Library, President Brenda Thomas. Welcome both of you all to the show.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's a pleasure. Keith, I finally got you on the show.
I think
you and I were out there at a gathering. I said, Keith, I got to get you to come on.
Yes,
and
sir.
So here you are. So welcome to the show. And Brenda, it's a pleasure to sit down with you as well. And I'm just kind of excited to talk a little bit about the library because, you know, a lot of people know where our library is, but I know that you have a lot of wonderful things going on there. And Brenda, with the Friends of the Library, I know that you're just going to rekindle that fire. So Keith, tell us a little bit about your role, because I know that you're the regional director, correct?
Correct.
Talk a little bit about that for us.
Okay, we operate 3 libraries in Hamilton, one in LaGrange and one in Hogansville, and we're part of a statewide consortium, Pines, which many of our users will be familiar with. Through Pines, you have access not only to the materials in our local collections, but over 10 million statewide. So that's a pretty big library when you think about the ability to access information and popular materials statewide. It's pretty significant.
Absolutely. It's at 10 million. Oh my God, that's a lot there.
It's more than you could fit in your
Right.
library at home,
Absolutely. And it's called Pines?
Pines,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, very good. And Brenda, you're the president of Friends for the LaGrange Memorial Library. Talk a little bit about your role, please.
Well, as president, of course, I'm directing the activities along with the other board members of the Friends. The Friends are supporters of all of the activities of the library, supporting not only additional monies for the book collections, but we host author talks. We also support the staff development. We have a library staff appreciation day that we support. We help to purchase bestsellers and children's books in the collection, but we've also extended our cooperation with other organizations in the community. We have hosted a storytelling, Taste of Storytelling, back in February, along with the Azalea Storytelling Group, where we brought in famous, professional storytellers for our library patrons. We have an annual book sale. Well, we've had one annual book sale. We're going to have the second one in the first weekend in December, which was, I think, very successful for our first year trial. We raised over $1,000 for the library collections and other needs. Certainly we support the summer reading program. We help to underwrite the giving of free books to the children who come to the weekly storytelling events. We do other things like support literacy endeavors within the library. But it's an exciting group because we're there not only to support the standard running of the whatever the library does on a daily basis, but special events that we feel help bring people into the library. And we have a couple of exciting possible projects that are coming up this next year.
Very good. Sounds like a lot of things that are going on there. Let me ask you, Keith, what does it mean to you as the director to have a support system like this? What does that mean to you?
Well, what I really enjoy about the community of LaGrange is just the overwhelming support we can receive and the culture of giving in this community. I'm from Chicago. You don't find people in Chicago like you do in LaGrange in terms of people wanting to give back and support each other. So Brenda's work with the Friends and the Friends as a whole organization is really just the tip of the iceberg. It really means a lot, and as a community-based organization, I would say it's absolutely vital for us to continue to do what we want to do,
Absolutely.
to have that type of support.
Absolutely. And I know, Keith, you guys have just kind of come out of your, or maybe not long ago, come out of your strategic planning.
Right.
And there's some things that you want to unveil to the community. Talk a little bit about some of the things that came out of that planning.
Sure. Our plan is titled with an acronym, LEARN. And LEARN stands for Lifelong Educational Achievement, Resources, and Networking. The main focus of LEARN as a core element is lifelong learning. A lot of people think about books or lately computers when they think of libraries, and we'll still do those things, but the one core element we want to focus on to continue to create a vital product for our community is lifelong learning. Mm-hmm. And with that, there's three elements. One is expanded programming, which our Friends group has absolutely been helpful with. The introduction of advanced technology. We received a grant recently to circulate Kindles, so we're looking at doing that. And also workforce development. There's a definite need in this community, I feel, to help people get jobs and work on their soft skills and do things the right way when they want to be a part of the workforce. Mm-hmm. We get people every day in the library that want to apply for jobs, want to work on resumes, and we're already doing that work, but we want to focus on that type of service and really improve it.
Absolutely.
As much as we're able.
Absolutely. You know, lifelong learning. And when you think about that, you know, we learn something, or should be learning something new each and every day of our lives. Now, and I want to just ask one question. You mentioned about circulating Kindles.
Right.
Talk a little bit about, so that people can actually come to the library and be able to check out, I'm going to assume, is that?
At the library or at home, if they go to www.thrl.org, on the right sidebar you'll see GAD, which is part of a statewide consortium of downloadable media that people can. And this is an emergent sort of service and project of ours, and it's still a very small percentage of our circulation. Our print circulation is very, very up, and we're really encouraged to see that. But we do offer that as a system, and I think with time we'll continue to focus on that as well and expand that.
Okay, well, very good. And you know, you mentioned another good point. I want to ask Brenda this. You talked about the summer reading program, but before we get into that, I want to ask Brenda a question. If someone was viewing this show and wanted to become a part of the Friends for the Library, how can they do that, Brenda?
Well, there's different levels of contributions that we ask for if you are to become an active Friends. We know we have many friends of the library.
But an active,
but
I have a lot
to
of
be
friends.
an active friend, it's just a minimum of $25 a year for individuals and families. You know, the family units, and then we have other levels supporting, sustaining, patron. You know, as most organizations do. But we do, you know, this is just a one-time-a-year contribution, and the benefits are that you know, of course, that whatever you give is going to go 100% toward the library programming or materials or special events that support the library. And for our book sale, we're planning this year a preview, or kind of a wine and cheese preview before the book sale begins the night before, and our friends will be invited, and they don't have to pay any. They get kind of the first dibs on the books, and we had some very, very good books.
And I think if you introduce wine and cheese, you're going to have more friends.
Yeah, more
friends that you can hold.
Right,
absolutely. Right. Let's talk a little bit about the summer reading program and the importance of that, because I know that graduation is coming up. And the kids are, oh Lord, no more books, no more school, right? Talk about the summer reading program, Keith.
Our summer reading program is for the full summer. Registration begins on May 28th. Last year we registered over 1,400 young children and adults and teens as well. And we offer it for all ages. And in total they read over 17,000 books. So for a community this size, that's very significant. But studies have shown if you don't keep up with reading, whether it be for pleasure or something that's more academic, you're very well apt to fall up to a full grade behind in terms of your ability to process language from an academic standpoint. So it's critical, I think. And you know, in a city like LaGrange, it's hot, it's 95, you know, I mean, what else are we going to do but enjoy reading and also come to the library for our programs? Every Wednesday we'll have a program that is part of the summer reading affair, and we get great crowds for that as well. Our first performer is Chad Cruz, who is a magician who integrates music and storytelling, and I've heard live animals. I haven't seen his performance, but I'll be enjoying it with probably over 200 other adults and kids, and that is on the 29th.
Okay, May the
2 p.m.
29th.
May 29th, yes sir.
And that's free to?
And that's free. All of our programs are free during summer reading, and it's very much of a self-directed program. Kids and their caregivers will pick a goal, whether it's number of hours to read or number of books to read, and the self-directed piece is, well, this is your goal that you chose. Now let's see if you can achieve that. When they do, they receive free books at the end, and throughout the summer, every week we'll have prize drawings. Okay. So there's a lot going on with summer reading, and I encourage everybody to take advantage of it, honestly,
well, very good.
No matter what your age.
Absolutely. 17,000 books that were read last summer.
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of books. Mm-hmm. Let me ask Brenda, if someone, again, if someone was listening and they want to become a friend of the library, yes. Mm-hmm. Can you give them a contact number?
Yes, I can. They just need to write a check to Friends of LaGrange Memorial Library, and then send it to the library itself, 115 at Alfred Street, LaGrange. Okay. And the contributions are tax deductible. So this is this is how we fund our activities for the Friends.
Very good.
Right, and the form is also online at our website, yes. thrl.org.
Okay, so. Very good. Last closing comment. We have about 20 seconds there, Keith. Let me ask a question. With all the technology, you alluded to it, Kindles and other various things, do you see the demand for the library use increasing, or has you seen a decrease in that?
Honestly, every circulation stat, every attendance stat, computer use, all of our data shows that there's an increase in interest in not just the LaGrange Library, but our system in a wide perspective. So yeah, there's more demand now for public libraries than ever before.
Very good, very good. And like I said, I know that our library has been there for a number of years. I can remember using it back days when I was in, I'm going to say how many days ago that was, when I was in high school. So we're just very happy to have you here, the director of it, and you, Brenda, here as Friends of the Library. And we know that the summer reading program will excel and exceed the number of books that were read last year. So
that's our hope.
Thank both of you all for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're back for more City Week in just a moment. Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have guests on. I have on from the Troup County Center for Strategic Planning, the Assistant Director, Carrie Burkett, and also I have on the Chairman of the Workforce Development, Brandon Ely. Welcome both of you all to the show.
Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure, Carrie. I think you and I are becoming regulars now, right?
Right.
Well, you know what? That's just a good sign. There's always a great thing or great things happening here in Troup County. Let's just jump in and talk a little bit about some of the things, and I'm going to jump to Brandon here in just a moment, but talk a little bit about some things that are happening there with the Center for Strategic Planning.
Well, one of our big focuses is workforce development. As you know, that's a hot topic in our community, and we're doing a lot of really good work, and we appreciate you having us on because we love to talk about the good work that we're doing in workforce development. We're here today really to talk about some of the leadership changes with our Workforce Development Committee. It was led by Mayor Jeff Lukin for 5 years, and recently we elected new leadership, and our new chairman is Brandon Ely. He works at Kelsey Advertising and Design, and he has agreed to chair our committee. And our vice chair for the committee is Joe Brown from Freudenberg NOK. So they have agreed to chair the Workforce Development Committee, and we're excited about a lot of the work that we have going on and coming up.
Well, very good. Well, Brendan, congratulations to being elected to the chairmanship. Talk a little bit, and I know that you're with Kelsey Design. Talk a little bit about your role as the chairman.
Well, I've been involved in the committee since it was started about 5 years ago, and our role initially was to just advise them on their first initiative, which was the Troup County Works website, And we assisted them in building that website and getting it out there to Troup County to help with the unemployment problem we have here. And since then, I've just been a member of the committee, going to the monthly meetings and helping where I can with any kind of experience. And Jeff had served as the chairman for 5 years on the committee, and when he stepped down, they asked me if I would take his place, and I was honored to be asked.
Well, very good. You know, I know there's a lot of great things Carrie has alluded to. I have had the opportunity to attend some of the graduations there and have seen some of the individuals that have gone through the programs, and I know they just have great things to say about it. So I know that you guys would just kind of keep that torch and continue to run with it. I understand that there's, you know, a lot of time when people are looking for information, and I know I talk about our website because I can a little bit, because sometimes people go out to our websites and they say they can't really find what they're looking for. I know there's going to be some website changes coming about. Talk a little bit about that for us, if you don't mind, Brandon.
Well, the Troup County Works website is a great hub for job seekers and employers in Troup County. It's the Troup County only website. Only residents of Troup County have access. And we have about 200 employers registered that post their job postings to the website when they have available positions. And we have almost 5,000 Troup County residents who go to the website looking for jobs. So it's a great resource for both people looking for jobs and for employers who are looking for competent help. They can post their jobs there and search resumes of people who are actively searching for jobs. Yeah. We're adding a new section to the website focused on young people. We're going to add a whole section for youth focus that gives information on internships, apprenticeships, summer jobs, and information that young people need to know, tips and tricks on, you know, how to dress for an interview, how to, you know, shake a hand firmly. You know, the things that we teach in our high school seminar that we do about once a year, we're going to start, you know, disseminating that information on the website and give the young people a dedicated section of the website with information just tailored to them. Okay,
very good. You know, you mentioned there, Brandon, a lot of those soft skills, and I know that Carrie, you and I've talked about that, and I've talked with her about Kay, just those soft skills, how important, you know, and I know neither one of you own a company, but you both work, we all work for a company, but how important are those soft skills for individuals that are seeking job, Carrie?
Well, it's very important. Actually, Brandon can probably talk a little bit because he does own a company. In addition to working for Kelsey Advertising and Design, he has he's a small business owner here in Troup County. But from just the high level view of workforce development, we hear soft skills all the time, and our existing workforce, we're trying to do some work there to really polish those skills. And one of our initiatives, Troup Trained, is a boot camp that really focuses on polishing those skills. We also do, as Brandon mentioned, a high school senior seminar, and there's a strong focus. It's an annual seminar geared towards high school students who have been identified as probably going directly into the workforce after high school, and we work with them a lot on preparing for job interviews. Like Brandon said, firm handshakes, talk to them about showing up on time for work, showing up to work ready to work, tucking your cell phone away during work hours, not using it to text all day at work. Little things that we take for granted, but sometimes people just entering the workforce may need just some guidance on those things. And as Brandon said, we're now going to be adding a lot of that content that's specific for young people to the website. So in addition to the seminar, they're going to have a place that they can always go to and read tips, and we're going to be promoting other events, not just our seminar, but other events and initiatives that young people can take advantage of, where they can learn about soft skills and what's expected of them in the workplace.
Okay, very good. And Brandon, I didn't realize you owned the company. Talk about how important it is for you when someone is coming to you to have those soft skills in place that they, you know, put forth the best image that they possibly can.
Well, and you know, both the company that I own, which is an e-commerce company, and at Kelsey Advertising, you know, we look for those soft skills. They're so important because if you're interacting with customers or clients on a daily basis, your presentation, the way you speak, the way you're dressed, you know, if you're well kept, makes a big difference. It makes a big impact on what a potential customer thinks about you as a business. So when someone walks in the door and, you know, a kid's standing there who's, you know, kind of wearing holey jeans, or, you know, shirt's untucked a little bit, he's not speaking well, you know, maybe he's not making eye contact, he's looking down, that makes a big impact on whether or not that customer is going to give you their business. So it's really critical that the young people nowadays have those soft skills, and it makes the difference on whether they get hired or they don't have a job.
Absolutely. You know, it's so important, you know, because, and I know our school systems do a great job, but a lot of these things, like you say, just should be, I guess, second nature, that, you know, when you talk to someone, you should have that good posture, the good eye contact, and as you said, Brenda, the firm handshake. So a lot of times, I guess our young people think it's not important, but it is very important. As we move on, Troop Trains, talk a little bit about that for us.
Well, Troop Train is one of the initiatives that was born in the Workforce Development Committee. It's a boot camp type of program. It's about 7 to 8 weeks, and it's real heavy on soft skill training and development with an industry focus. And it has been, the industry focus has been manufacturing. We get a general overview of what the manufacturing industry is like and what it means to work in manufacturing. Our employers have been very supportive and have offered tours of their facilities and their plants. One of the things we're looking at is down the road being able to invite other industries. Customer service is one area that we're looking at, and healthcare is one area that we're looking at. Still keeping the soft skill training, but changing that overview piece a little bit. This summer, we're gearing up to do our 3rd class. We are recruiting now through June 27th.
Okay.
Orientation will be July 9th, and classes will start July 15th. So if anyone is unemployed and interested in polishing their soft skills and learning about manufacturing, they can contact me at 706-298-3639 and get more information on the program. One of the wonderful things about the program is that we have 18 employers in the community who recognize the Troop Train certificate. And by recognizing the certificate, what that means is that when the students in the training class, when they graduate, they can contact any of these 18 employers, and they're guaranteed an interview. Not a job, but they're guaranteed an interview with the company. So really, the training program really gives people a leg up. And it gets them, you know, they have to sell themselves, and that's where the soft skill comes in, and all of that. They have to sell themselves in the interview, but it really it gives them a leg up if they can get through the training. We have strict attendance policies. They have to attend every day. They can only miss 1 full day. We have some requirements that need to be met to get into the program, but it's been a real successful program. About 90% of the people who have graduated are now gainfully employed.
Very good. All right, as we get ready to close out, Brandon, if you don't mind, talk about, tell us when and where does the Workforce Development Committee meet?
The Workforce Development Committee is currently meeting the 4th Tuesday of every month at lunch.
Okay.
We meet at City Hall in the conference room.
Okay.
And anyone is welcome to come and view a meeting. It is just a pretty scheduled meeting that happens every time, unless there's something there's some good reason that it's canceled. But we post those meetings outside the boardroom a few days before the meeting happens, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very good. So, well, congratulations again, Brandon, on you being elected to the chairman of the Workforce Development. And Carrie, we continue to look for great things to come from your office. And any way I can assist, by all means, let me know.
Thank you for having
So I want
us.
to thank both of you all for coming on the show today and sharing this information.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you both. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Back for more City Week in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining for City Week this week. My guests have been Keith Sherman, Director of the LaGrange Memorial Library, along with Brenda Thomas, Friends of the LaGrange Memorial Library. Also, I had on from the Center for Strategic Planning, Carrie Burkett, along with Brandon Ely, the newly elected Chairman of the Workforce Development. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed those interviews, and as always, I want to invite you back for more of City Week.
I decided to join Troop Train because I wanted training for an employment long-term with benefits. I'm a single mom.
The training we've gained through the privilege of this program will enable us to re-enter the workforce with confidence.
2 years ago, we felt that there was a need here in Troup County to start like a boot camp, that we could put people in, identify a group of people, and put them through a fast track so they would be ready immediately, after the session was over, perhaps a 6-week session, to go into the workforce.
Learning how to work with calipers and micrometers, computers, all the stuff that is necessary for today's manufacturing.
Employers are looking for someone that knows how to measure, or they don't have to sit there and explain to them step by step how to use a micrometer or how to use a caliper. They're not looking for that. They're looking for someone that already knows that.
There are jobs. There are a lot of jobs, but what there is few of is people who have the skills for the jobs that are available. So Troop Trained is a dynamite program.
Most definitely. I feel like the training at Troop Trained was very beneficial. The soft skills especially, the computer skills, OSHA, 10-hour certification.
I will tell you that 10-hour OSHA training class has really brought Kenny to the forefront. He serves on our safety committee.
We're already OSHA qualified, and we get onto the job, and maybe in the entry level we don't need the OSHA training, but Troop Train provides that, and the employer sees that and says, well, I can hire this person that doesn't have that training, and then I have to spend that money on that person, or I can hire the person that's already has that training. It gives us an extra leg up.
Things I'm learning here, you get your certification to put on your resume, and also the experience, and most people that work in manufacturing don't have.
I feel really good about the things that I'm learning and that I can use.
There's so many things that the Troop Train program can do to help a person.
Such things as soft skills, how to interview, how to present themselves.
They're going to teach you what to say and how to look.
I see people every day that come in and are not prepared to present themselves to get a job. So I would definitely say that if you get the opportunity to talk with a graduate of the training program, that you do so. I think you'd be very impressed with what you find.
I just completed a 7-week course here with the Troop Train certification. I learned a great deal about manufacturing and production, and I'm just excited about re-entering the workforce with confidence.
We believe that Troop County residents are great workers, but for some reason it just seemed like they couldn't, some of them just couldn't get their foot in the door, and that was our vision, that we could just put them through something that they could demonstrate to employers that they had what it takes to join with them and to make their company prosperous. It worked the first time around, and it's working the second time around, and we're just excited about being able to continue this program until every person who wants to work in Troop County has a job.
The Troop Train program is an excellent program because not only does it give you some education, it gives you networking abilities, contacts in the community.
You need to get with the Troop Train folks, let them identify your strengths and weaknesses, then go through the program and let them provide you with the information and the skills training that they provide, and when you graduate, then let that team of folks also help you expand your network.
I hope to gain employment that's going to allow me to be self-sufficient.
To get training that I can take anywhere, no matter what type of employment I'm in.
Provide for the future. I got a little son, and I got to provide for him.
I feel like the more education and up-to-date training that I have, the more marketable I'll be.
I'd recommend this program. Yeah, 100%. I would tell them they need to get off their backside and get in here to class because this is a benefiting program.